Hi, this is Sophia Karpman, host of the Dream Big podcast show, place to learn, laugh, and grow.
And this is Olga Karpman. Welcome to the Dream Big podcast.
In a world that keeps us busy all day and all night, a riddle pops up full of fun and insight. The key to thriving might give you a wink, for it's closer than ever. You just have to stop and think. When you hit the pause button, your thoughts become clear. And can you guess the secret that brings dreams near? A trio of action, a catchy up beat. Ta-da! It's rest, reboot, repeat, and success you will meet. Ponder this riddle, and soon you will unveil the topic of our episode, where laughter and big dreams set sail.
What a cute way to announce the title of today's episode, Sophia. You surprise us every time you get on the mic. Thank you for being such a fun host.
Big dreamers, do you agree that we live in a very, very busy, buzzing world? Everything around us is constantly moving, shifting, talking, singing, or competing for our attention. I don't know about you, but sometimes my head spins. School, homework, sports, friends, we're always on the go. Our young minds are always busy, right? Sometimes I feel like I'm bombarded with information almost 24/7, 365 days a year, and I'm only 8. And only when I'm asleep, I do feel at peace, and I feel like my mind is finally resting and recharging, like the battery on my iPad. Do you feel the same way? That's why today we decided to talk about why and, most importantly, how to learn to take breaks, even during the busiest times of your life, so you can develop new superpowers even quicker. So make sure to stay to the very end to find out a very special, dreamy surprise for you. Are you ready?
This is episode 354 of the Dream Big podcast, and it's time
to dream big!
Welcome to the Dream Big podcast show. We're inspiring you to shoot for the moon, take aim and go. We bring to you amazing guests who truly love what they do. Every day they're living their dreams, and so can you. Dream big, take action to reach your goals. Are you pumped yet? It's showtime, let's rock and roll.
Well, since we're talking about breaks, I have a couple jokes for you. Why did the clock take a break?
why?
It needed some time off. Ooh, one more. Why did the computer take a break?
Why?
It needed to refresh himself.
I love that, Sophia. I agree. Even if a computer and a clock need a break, talk about us humans, right? As you already mentioned, we are constantly receiving a lot of information. But would you like to know the science behind it?
Yes, of course.
Well, our brains are kind of like supercomputers, and every day they receive lots and lots of information. Imagine if someone was throwing lots of balls at you all day long, and you had to catch them and sort them by color. That's a lot, right? That's kind of what our brains do with the information we receive. They have to catch, sort, and store all that stuff. Now, how much information do we get, you may ask? Well, it's a lot. Scientists estimate that every hour, kids and adults receive thousands of bits of information from what we see, hear, touch, smell, and taste. That adds up to millions of bits of information every day.
So, what happens to all that information?
Our brains are amazing at processing it. They catch those information balls and decide which one to keep and which one to throw away. The important ones get stored in our memory, while the less important ones get tossed out. But here's the thing. Our brains need some time to do all that sorting and storing.
But when?
That's where the magic of taking a breaks come in. When we take a break, we give our brains some time to rest, sort, and store all that information. It's kind of like a halftime show for our brains, helping them recharge and get ready for the next round of information catching. Plus, we get more awesome benefits from resting too. Can you name few of them, Sophia?
Well, when I'm rested, I'm more focused at school and I get everything done faster.
Yes, that's your focus and productivity.
When I'm rested, I also make better decisions and solve problems faster. Like building a Lego faster, solve a tough puzzle. I read complicated books better or don't make mistakes on difficult math problems. I'm also more creative. I play with my toys, I'm more patient, and I would say I'm more joyful in general.
That's right.
So taking a good long break is like taking your superpowers back. And here are simple and effective ways how to do it. First, you can embrace the great outdoors. Head outside, let Mother Nature do her magic. Whether it's chilling with the birds, saying hi to a squirrel, or just laying down on the grass. Nature will help you taking a break.
Second, unleash your inner artist. Grab some crayons, paints, or even just a pencil and let your creativity flow. Draw a funny doodle or a silly scene and watch your worries melt away.
Third, stretch it out and strike a pose. Reach for the sky, touch your toes, or even twist yourself into a pretzel. I can do that. Check out our Instagram and I'll show you. Stretching and doing a bit of yoga can help you shake it off, shake it off, and make you feel cool as a cucumber. Namaste.
And last but not least, and this one is my personal favorite, nap like a champ.
Is anybody sleepy?
When in doubt, just snooze it out. Anywhere, anytime, even just for 5-10 minutes. And if you have trouble drifting off to dreamland, we've got a fantastic solution for you.
Try listening to a relaxing story. Sometimes our brains need help doing something calming and interesting to help us unwind. So give your mind a chance to process a soothing tale and let it whisk away down to Sleepy Town. Or just simply lay down, close your eyes, and relax. Do you want to try it right now? We've got a special treat for you. Our friends from Koko Sleep generously came to help you out with their awesome and so relaxing story. Get comfy and cozy because in the next 10 minutes, you'll be traveling through dreamland with our friends. I'm already getting sleepy.
I know. I think I'm gonna go get a pillow. Abby's voice is just so relaxing.
Hey, big dreamers. I'm Abby, and I'm possibly the world's biggest fan of bedtime stories. I've been telling them to my own children for quite a while, over 10 years in fact, and have been recording them professionally for quite a few years too. I believe they have a magical power to end your day well and send you off to sleep happy, no matter what has gone on during the day. I'm the host of the Koko Sleep Bedtime Stories podcast, and your hosts have kindly invited me onto your show to share one of my magical sleepy stories with you. So I've chosen Hector and Sunny Take an Afternoon Nap, especially for you, even though it is usually reserved for our Koko Club members. It's super snoozy, and I couldn't resist sharing a sneak preview with you very special listeners. In this episode, we're heading back to the street where our wonderful daring doggy duo, Hector, a golden retriever, and Sunny, a cocker spaniel, live. The two of them have shared so many magical adventures and outlandish escapades together that it's hard to imagine them ever resting, but actually, napping is something they both love to do. Don't we all? I really hope you enjoy it. It was early afternoon and a beautiful golden retriever by the name of Hector was looking out of the living room window of the house he shared with his owner. Hector's front paws rested on the windowsill, and he looked left and right along the street. Where was she? She should have been here by now. He'd been waiting and waiting and waiting. Perhaps he would see better if he looked out of the upstairs window. Hector ran out of the living room and bounded up the stairs. He barked out a loud hello to his owner, who was working in his office. His owner jumped out of his seat a little in surprise and watched Hector go dashing by. Hector raced into his owner's bedroom and over to the window. Once again, he put his paws on the windowsill and stared out of the window. Left and right he looked, then right and left and right again. Bubbles of happiness popped in his tummy. She would be here soon. He could sense it. Sunny, his very best friend in the whole wide world, was coming over for a play date, and Hector couldn't wait to see her. He had lots of fun activities planned for them. A familiar car drove along the road and stopped outside Hector's house. Hector saw a dog with golden brown fur and beautiful light eyes sitting in the back seat. It was Sunny. She was here. Hector's heart danced and he howled with joy. His tail wagged furiously and he spun around 3 times in utter excitement. Hector ran out of the bedroom and into his owner's office. He barked twice to let his owner know Sunny was here, and then he bounded downstairs and sat right next to the front door with a big doggy grin on his golden fluffy face. There was a knock at the door. His owner came down the stairs, smiled at Hector, and asked him to kindly move to the side so he could open the door. Hector moved a little bit. His owner opened the door and in bounded Sunny. Her huge smile matched Hector's. Hector barked and said, "Hi, I'm so glad you're here. I've been waiting ages and ages and ages. What do you want to do first?" Sunny said, "I don't know. Can I have a look around your home, please? I know I've been here before, but I like to have a nosy in case there's anything different. Have you got any new toys? Any of those squeaky ones? I've got some, and my owner keeps playing hide and seek with them." Sunny chuckled in that sweet way of hers and added, "No matter where she hides my squeaky toys, I always find them." Hector chuckled too. He asked Sunny to go with him, and he'd take her on a tour. Sunny barked a goodbye to her owner and trotted after Hector. Sunny's owner said to Hector's owner, "Are you sure it's okay to have Sunny all day?" "Of course," he replied. "She's no trouble at all. Hector loves having her here." Sunny's owner nodded and said thank you. "Sunny is due for a nap soon. I've brought her special blanket in case she needs it. She loves having a nap. Sometimes, when it's a hot day, she sleeps on her back with all 4 legs in the air, and they twitch as though she's running. It's so sweet. Hector's owner said Hector sometimes curled up when he was asleep, and he looked like a golden croissant. He said, Hector loves having naps too, and falls asleep very easily. I expect they'll both have a nap soon. They chatted a little longer and then said goodbye. Hector's owner went in search of the two dogs and found them in the living room. They were standing with their front paws on the windowsill. They were barking quietly to each other and kept making a noise that sounded like a laugh. Hector's owner smiled fondly at the dogs and wondered what they would say if they could talk. He went into the kitchen to make himself a cup of tea. Hector said to Sunny, Mrs. Brown over the road goes shopping soon, so we should give her a wave and say hello. And the postwoman will be here later on, so we'll give her a wave too. We might see a little boy coming back from his playgroup with his mum. They live down the road. We should give them 2 waves, maybe 3. That's a lot of waving, Sunny said. I'd better practice. She waved her paw at some cats in next door's garden. They waved back. Hector noticed a door opening across the street. Oh, look, there's Mrs. Brown. Hello, Mrs. Brown. He waved his paw at the elderly woman who was coming out of her front door, carrying empty shopping bags. Sunny waved at Mrs. Brown too. Mrs. Brown waved happily at the 2 dogs and blew them a kiss. She went on her way down the road. Hector said, We don't have to do any more waving for a while. Let's go into the kitchen and I'll show you my den. The dogs trotted into the kitchen just as Hector's owner was coming out. Hector and Sunny barked out a hello and padded past him. Hector led his friend over to the kitchen table and said it was a special den, and sometimes he pretended it was a car that changed into an aeroplane, and the aeroplane sometimes changed into a magic bed that flew through the stars. He said, Do you want to play at pretend now? You can drive the car. Sunny was about to say yes, but when she opened her mouth, a little yawn came out. Oh, Hector, I'm sorry about yawning. I feel a bit tired. I usually have a nap about this time. She yawned again. Hector said he usually had a nap too, but he hadn't finished showing her around the house yet, and they hadn't even started to play with the toys he'd hidden in his basket. Sunny blinked tiredly and said, In that case, she would have a nap later on. She followed Hector out of the kitchen, back into the living room. Hector's owner was sitting in the middle of the sofa. He patted the cushion next to him and gave Hector an expectant look. Sunny asked her friend what was going on. Hector said, He wants me to have a nap. He likes it when I snuggle up next to him on the sofa. He's left room on the other side for you. But I'm not having a nap yet, Sunny said. She yawned. I'm not at all tired. Hector yawned. I'm not tired either. Come on, let's have a look out of the window again. The postwoman will be here soon. Sunny, let's chase each other round the sofa on the way. Sunny was too tired to run around the sofa, so she walked slowly instead. Hector walked too, because his legs had run out of energy. The 2 friends returned to the window and were just in time to see the postwoman walking along the garden path. The dogs gave her happy waves. She waved back to them and put a parcel through Hector's front door. Hector barked in delight and told Sunny that racing his owner to the post was one of his favourite games, and he told Sunny to do it too. The two dogs were fast, but Hector's owner was faster, and he got to the parcel first. He picked it up and put it on a shelf out of Hector's reach. His owner knelt next to the dogs and smiled gently at them. He began talking in a deep, soothing voice. Sunny yawned twice. Hector, what's your owner doing now? Why is he talking like that? Hector tried his best not to yawn, but he just couldn't help himself, and a huge yawn escaped from him. He told Sunny that his owner was using his soft nap voice, and it always made Hector fall asleep. His owner continued talking in his deep, soft voice. The dogs couldn't stop yawning. They felt more and more tired. Sunny said, "Perhaps we should have a nap now. I always feel better after a nap, don't you?" Hector said, "I do. I think napping is like a superpower, and I feel like a new dog when I've had one. Let's go into the living room. The rug in front of the fire is lovely and soft. It's the perfect place for a nap." On legs that were very, very tired, the dogs walked slowly into the living room. Sunny flopped onto the rug, her heavy eyes already closing. "Just a minute, Sunny. You need a shoe. I'll get you one." Hector rummaged about in his basket and found a pair of shoes that he'd decided his owner didn't need anymore. He gave one to Sunny and said, "I always sleep better when I'm resting my chin on a shoe. I don't know why it works, but it does. Have a go." Sunny rested her chin on the shoe, smiled sleepily at Hector, and said the shoe did feel comfy there. Hector laid at her side and put the other shoe under his chin. He let out a contented sigh and closed his tired eyes. He heard his owner coming into the room and sitting on the sofa. He was quietly humming a happy tune. Sunny and Hector felt warm and relaxed, cozy and happy. They felt themselves drifting towards sleep.
Oh boy, I'm yawning. I feel so relaxed. Now I want to hear the rest of the story.
I know, right? Thank you so much, Abby. Big Dreamers, if you enjoyed this story and would like to hear the rest of it, you can listen to it in full by joining the Koko Club via the Koko Sleep Supercast link in the show notes. Koko Sleep also has over 100 more stories and meditations to listen to for free on their main feed too. Just search Koko Sleep, Kids Bedtime Stories and Meditations wherever you get your podcasts or download the Sleepiest app. You will love it. So, Big Dreamers, we hope you will remember that taking breaks, embracing rest, and recharging your brilliant minds are so essential, especially for achieving your dreams. Because it's not just about working hard, but also about working smart. So be kind to yourself and make time for those magical breaks to keep your mind sharp and your dreams bright. And on this wonderful note, we've reached the end of another fantastic episode. I hope you loved it as much as we love creating it for you. We hope you've had a blast learning about the magic of taking breaks and even experience a little dreamy relaxation with our friends at Koko Sleep. Remember, taking breaks is like giving your brain a mini vacation. Who doesn't like vacations, right? And our challenge for you today, Big Dreamers, is this. Click on the link in the description of this episode or in our show notes at dreambigpodcast.com/354 and subscribe to Koko Sleep podcast. Listen to one story each day during your rest time in the afternoon or right before bedtime in the evening for the next 7 days at least. And you'll see how much easier it will be for you to fall asleep and how much more rested you'll feel. So give it a try and gain back your superpower. Please don't forget to give us your awesome 5-star review on iTunes and subscribe on the platform you're listening to us on. Also, check out our YouTube channel. Sometimes it's easier for kids to just listen to us on YouTube Kids, where, by the way, we post behind-the-scenes shorts and have fun illustrations for each episode. So go check it out. Subscribe and like your favorite podcast. All links will be in description of this episode and in our show notes.
That's all the announcements for today, Big Dreamers. This is Sophia Karpman
And Olga Karpman.
reminding you that you have unlimited potential. Your dreams are not optional. You need to make them essential. So take massive action and turn those big dreams into reality. Live with passion the way life was meant to be. See you next episode. Bye.